The boy drank a big bucket of water. Looking at the dying tiger in front of him, he stepped forward and gave the tiger the last bit of water. Then he held it in his arms, quietly waiting for death to come. They had been adrift for over 100 days. When the boy woke up again, the boat had stopped at a floating island. He couldn't wait to climb off the boat, broke off a plant and started eating. After eating his fill, he walked toward the depths of the island. There were many meerkats by the water. They looked up, watching him curiously. The boy jumped into the puddle without hesitation, happily drinking from the pool. The tiger was also enjoying its food nearby. When the sky grows dark, the meerkats all ran toward the depths of the forest. The boy suddenly woke up at night. He crawled over to take a closer look. Various remains were floating in the pool. It turned out that at night, the lake water would turn into highly corrosive sulfuric acid. The boy casually picked a flower. After pulling apart the petals, there was actually a human tooth inside. He instantly realized the danger. The next morning, the boy loaded food onto the boat. He called out loudly to the tiger. The tiger also came to his side obediently, and so they started drifting again. The hungry tiger jumped into the sea to hunt, but it wasn't good at swimming. The boy found it somewhat amusing, until the tiger turned around and swam toward him. His smile disappeared instantly. Then he scrambled into the boat in a fluster. The tiger tried to get on the boat, but couldn't climb up. At this moment, the boy found an axe. He shouted at the tiger, preparing to attack it, but looking into the tiger's eyes, he couldn't bring himself to do it. Listening to the tiger splashing around, the boy felt very hesitant. He waited until evening, then pushed the raft into the sea, and tossed down a small ladder. He quickly jumped onto the raft as the tiger climbed up. Early the next morning, the boy started moving the food. As he was checking the remaining supplies, a big fish got caught in his trap. He quickly pulled the net tight, then raised the nearby axe and struck hard. Watching the fish gradually lose its original color, the boy finally couldn't help crying. It was his first time taking a life. Then he fed the fish to the tiger. They lived like this for another month. The boat crossed the entire Pacific Ocean. They finally reached the coast. The boy collapsed exhausted on the ground. The tiger also jumped off the boat. It walked into the forest without looking back. A few hours later, the boy was found by villagers. He couldn't help but burst into tears. Do you think beyond the instinct to survive, tigers and humans can be friends? Come share your thoughts. The blind masseur is giving a rich man a massage. Suddenly, he senses something is wrong. He quietly tells the rich man, there seems to be a lock-picking sound outside the door, but the rich man dismisses it, for there's nothing on the monitor. The words barely fall when several robbers burst in. Without a word, they knock the rich man to the ground. Then, right in front of the blind man, they force the rich man to open the safe. To save his life, the rich man complies, but he has a trick up his sleeve. He enters a wrong fingerprint, then grabs a baton to defend himself. This move enrages the robbers completely. They slowly remove their masks and kill the rich man nonchalantly. The blind man beside them trembles with fear. To check if he's faking blindness, the gang leader stabs a steel needle toward his eye. Seeing the blind man doesn't flinch at all, the robbers spare his life. Just as they prepare to flee with the money, the police suddenly arrive. They start a car chase, but the robbers are cunning. At a fork in the road, they vanish, misleading the police to take the wrong route. It turns out the boy is also one of the robbers. Soon, the blind masseur is taken to the police station. Facing police questioning, the blind man keeps refusing to provide clues, claiming he can't see. To verify if he's truly blind, the officer turns off the lights at once. Then he waves a lighter in front of the blind man's eyes, and finds his pupils dilating. Thus, he concludes the man is faking blindness. Seeing the blind man still uncooperative, the officer threatens to expose his fake blindness. The robbers will surely kill him if they find out. The blind man trembles with fear. He has to reveal the whole incident and robbers' features, but he never expects there's a mole for the robbers in the police station. The mole reports the situation at once. The enraged gang leader immediately mustered his men, opening the long-sealed weapons depot. However, he assigns the assassination task to a high school student. They lie in ambush in the building opposite the police station. As soon as the blind man appears, he will be killed on the spot. Just as the boy is about to pull the trigger, a monster suddenly appears in the scope. Startled, the boy misses the shot. Seeing the blind man escorted to the car, the gang leader is furious. He snatches the boy's sniper rifle and presses the trigger without hesitation. It turns out there are no bullets at all. This is just a test for the boy. At the same time, the blind man senses something wrong. He desperately tugs at the car door, but the lock has been broken in advance. Even the driver is a robber in disguise. Endless torture awaits the blind man.